Hello guys and gals, hello, it's Soulfax here, welcome to another episode of Mondays with Soulfax. It is me again, and I already said that I'm Soulfax. This is Mondays with Soulfax, and it is on Tuesday. Why is it on Tuesday? Tell us. Well, I do apologize for that. I had a lot of things to do yesterday, a lot of things that just came up. So firstly, I went to the gym with a couple of friends of mine. I don't know if I mentioned that. I go to the gym. Yes, we just recently started a couple of months ago, me and two friends of mine, and it's going great. It's going great. Gym is fun. And then another thing happened. My sister came to town, and she's not from town, so I don't get to see her all that often. So I spent like 2/4 of the day with her, just hanging out and doing stuff with her. So I just didn't get the time to make this video, for which I apologize. And I hope I will make it up with making a sort of an announcement to this video. So let me just start by saying that the next episode of Witcher Lore is going to be, unfortunately, again delayed for next week. So it's not going to be premiering this Friday, but next Friday, and I do apologize for that. But on the upside, I can tell you that I'm working on a special project with another person who is much more professional than me and knows a lot more about making very nicely made cinematic videos. And we're going to be making a Witcher video that's going to be retelling a story from The Last Wish. I don't want to spoil it too much, but just know that it's going to be a unique sort of video. A non-similar video has been published or made, or I haven't seen a video like that on the internet. And in the manner which we're going to be presenting the story is also going to be very unique, I would say. So it's going to be a great video, but again, I don't want to spoil too much, and I don't want to get your hopes up because it's still in the beginning stages. We haven't yet actually decided upon what exactly we're going to be doing or how exactly it's going to be looking. But I have good hopes that this project, this collaboration between two people is going to turn out very, very good. So yeah, again, I do apologize for delays in both this episode, The Witcher Lore, but I hope you get some semblance of hope from... oh wow, that's weird. I hope that you can forgive me and just be happy that I'm making a good video. Yeah. Another big reason why this episode is so much delayed, well, only one day and a couple of hours, is because I've attempted to stream on Sunday, which means that I couldn't record Mondays with Soulfax on Sunday like I usually do. And this stream wasn't wildly successful, and not for the reason that you might think. Now, I didn't advertise this stream all that much, or just basically anywhere. I did tweet about it on my Twitter, so if you don't know that I have a Twitter, if you want to know some updates about how my videos are going or what I'm doing with my videos and stuff like that, follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna put the link in the description below, so you can follow me if you want to do that. I didn't advertise it all that much, not a lot of people came. The most viewers that I had at one point in time was 4 viewers, and then all of them just went away. But that's okay, because that was a test stream. I was trying to test out the capabilities of this relatively new PC that I have, and also needed to test out how high I can crank up the bitrate for my videos, for my streaming, excuse me. Because now, currently, I have the best internet available to me. Well, almost the best internet available to me. I have 60 megabits download speed and 50 megabits upload speed. Now, to translate that in layman's terms, I download games from Steam at 7 megabytes per second, and I upload videos at 1.8 megabytes per second. Around that number with the upload. So it's very fast. I can upload videos extremely fast, and usually when I upload a video, it takes longer for YouTube to process the video than for me to upload it, so that's kind of funny. But anyhow, it took me a couple of tries to get the bitrate right. I think I nailed it around 3,500 or maybe 4,000, not really sure. But also I encountered another problem, a relatively recent problem that's been going on with my computer. I noticed that some games don't really work well after some time that I've played them. And I don't mean that like I'm playing a game and I play it for 2 hours and then suddenly it starts performing worse. No, it's just like I play a game for a month and then suddenly I get frame drops, and I narrow down the problem to the fact that there's a lot of dust in this room, and the dust has accumulated around my fan that is above my CPU, so I need to clean it out. I need to get better performance, because when I was streaming Battlefield 1, I was getting insane frame drops to around like 15 frames per second, and that is definitely not acceptable for either me as a player or you as a viewer. Now, for next Sunday, I'm going to be again attempting to stream, this time ironing out some issues, and I'm going to be posting a small video on my YouTube channel trying to notify you guys about this stream. So if you do see that video, come, just join us. It's going to be fun, I think. I do enjoy streaming because it's just a way for me to be myself, kind of, I think. But okay, moving on to some other topics. Okay, so moving on to some other topics. Did I just mention that? I think I did. Now, you might be wondering, why am I showing you my desktop? Other than to show you how amazing Geralt looks in the screenshot, I wanted to share with you something that really amazed me. So, some of you might know that I've been making a lot of War Thunder videos in the past, and I played War Thunder for more than a year and a half, or maybe almost 2 years, and I really did at one point enjoy that video game. But while I was playing it, I had some harsh things to say about Gaijin, and some of their decisions that they made about the game really didn't sit with me very well. Now they did another thing that really doesn't sit well with me. They announced this thing called Enlisted. Now, a couple of days ago, they announced a countdown from this page that was counting down to something. And then suddenly, I think 2, maybe 3 days ago, this popped up. Enlisted is an MMO squad-based shooter featuring some of the most famous episodes from World War II. It's basically a Heroes in General. It is a free-to-play MMO FPS, and a lot of people didn't like that because they're trying to raise $250,000 for this. That's just so weird. Now, firstly, let's just say that this is not made by Gaijin. This game is not developed by Gaijin. It is developed by some no-name developer that never has made a game in the past before. Gaijin is only publishing this game, but from my knowledge, when you publish a game, you're supposed to fund the development and the production of the said game, the marketing, and then finally the digital and the retail distribution of the game itself. And they're not doing that. They're asking for $250,000. And we know that they're not doing that because in the Q&A down here, you're going to see that why do you show how much money you have gathered? Or, excuse me, what sum is needed for a successful campaign? And now they say the minimal sum is $250,000, which kind of implies that they need all that money to make one single campaign. Now, the thing is, the game is set to take place in 2017, and not as in is going to be placed in 2017 as the game period in which the game is going to take place, but the release date is set for next year. And from my knowledge, game development isn't that fast. You just can't make a video game so quickly that you're going to develop it in less than 1 year before you actually gather the money needed to make the game. So they're asking for $250,000. They claim that the price of one campaign, the funds needed to create one campaign is going to be that amount, but then they say that they're going to be releasing the game next year, which means that they at least have made an alpha version of this game. At least that's what sounds logical to me. But that's not all. That is really not all. If we look further down here, they got a lot of stretch goals. Like, okay, $250,000, they get Legendary Desert Fox, General Rommel, blah blah blah, another campaign. $500,000, another campaign, $750,000, a game module by player's choice. So it's probably going to be like, hey, do you want to play ultra realistic or do you want to play like arcadey with markers all over the place? And thirdly, $1 million, they're going to release the game on consoles. Who gives a shit? Like, what the hell is this? That is supposed to be the job of the developer and the publisher, not the players, to fund the game so you release it on console. That is just so stupid. And also these packs right here are just bullshit. Well, first, okay, you buy these things here, okay, and you go down here and you see you just get the rifles here. You get the fucking rifles. But then you go down here and you see you get the Battle of Moscow campaign early access. Now, I don't know what this means. Does this mean that we're not getting the actual game, the first campaign, if we buy these packs? And I might say at $12 is a lot for a pack. And look how they're intentionally leaving it's just $8.99 and $11.99 and $6.99, and you don't know which currency it is. So if you're paying from Europe, it's going to be euros, and if you're paying from America, it's going to be dollars, and Canada dollars and stuff like that. And it's really annoying because that's not how it's supposed to be. Then further down we go. There's a lot more shit here. So I'm just perplexed that this is really happening. Like, they're really doing this. Now, okay, is the game going to be paid or free to play? Well, at the moment, each campaign is planned to be as a separate. Well, at the moment, each campaign is planned as a separate paid game on Steam with limited demo access for your friends. Which means that again, there's going to be different campaigns, and you're going to need to purchase them all individually. Which means that the player base is going to be extremely fractured from day one, and that is just so ridiculously stupid. They're going to cripple the game that has not been made yet before the game even actually has been created. That's just so stupid. Now, secondly, what happens to my money if the game isn't released? Well, all your funds will come back to your account in gaijin.net. From this account, you may purchase War Thunder, Star Conflict, Crossout, and other games available on gaijin.net. But we are sure that Enlisted will be released. That is just so stupid. They're basically saying if you give us money and if the game is not made, well, we'll just keep your money and give you fake internet coins for that money. That is absurd. That is just so stupid. Okay, now, moving on to some other things. One of the things that's a deal breaker for me, I do love the prospect of having a proper infantry-based War Thunder game, but this was a definite deal breaker for me. If we go here and see, where is it exactly? Is the game free to play? No, how do you protect what? Oh, will there be an opportunity to control the vehicles? Well, we planned blah 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 blah, but player control of the vehicles is not planned at the moment. So there will be bots in the game, but you will not be able to control them. That's just so stupid. What is the point then of this? Why shouldn't I just play, I don't know, Red Orchestra 2, or maybe Brothers in Arms? It's not Brothers in Arms. It is Heroes and Generals. Excuse me. Now again, to just let me just try and sum up why this is so stupid. So Gaijin, a successful developer of 3 different free-to-play online games, is trying to gather $250,000 to create an infantry-based game that is basically a draw, kind of a game that everybody expects them to make out of War Thunder, made by a different developer with money from their fans, and they're not trying to fund this game on Kickstarter or GoFundMe or other places like that, but no, they're trying to make their own page and trying to fund it. $250,000 from your own fan base that has already spent a lot of money on your other games? Like, that's just so lazy and so greedy from Gaijin, who I am sure can spend $250,000 because, believe it or not, War Thunder has around 60,000 people online at peak hours, and that is a lot of people for a free-to-play game. And that means they make a lot of money from that game. And they have also 2 other games which are probably not as popular, but still make some decent amount of money, which means that they could have easily funded this game themselves, but they're pieces of shit, and they want to squeeze their fan base out of as much money as they can, because again, Gaijin is not a good developer or a publisher in this point. Now, yeah, I'm just sorry. I just wanted to point this out because I used to be a very big fan of War Thunder and Gaijin video games. But now this is literally the last straw. They have been announcing the Japanese Ground Forces tree with a lot of cool Japanese tanks, and soon the Navy is going to be released. There's going to be a whole different part of warfare in War Thunder, but I will definitely not be coming back to that video game just because of this bullshit. But yeah, I do apologize, rant over. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been Mondays with Soulfax on a Tuesday again. Next week again we're going to be talking about some other stuff, and hopefully next week on Friday there's going to be the next episode of Witcher Lore, and sometime in the future you can expect 2 different very high quality videos produced by me and another person. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name has been Soulfax, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.